everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make a round neckline. So over here I have the template of a dress drawn onto my favorite piece of cloth. This template I'll show you how I made it in a different video, but for now I just want to show you how I'm going to be making the round neckline. Okay, so now I have the basic shape of my neckline drawn, and I'm going to be making the proper stiff neckline for it. So I'm pinning it up right now so I can more easily work with it. Then I'm going to place it on a piece of interfacing cloth. Now interfacing cloth is going to be used in order to make a nice stiff collar. So I'm drafting the neck onto the interfacing cloth. And I'm going to be cutting this piece of cloth out. We're not using it. This is just so that I can get the right shape that I need. Now the width that I've chosen for this, it's not arbitrary. I've actually chosen this to be 5/8 inches. You can do your desired width that you like. You can make it more wide or less wide, whatever you like. Okay, so now I've cut out the piece of interfacing, and I'm going to place this on an extra piece of fabric which is of the same type that I'm going to be using for my dress, but it's not the cloth that I'm actually using for the dress. Now I'm ironing the shiny side of the interfacing to the wrong side of the fabric. And now I'm going to cut out that interfacing, but I'm giving it a nice wide berth so that I have lots of fabric to use. Now I folded that cloth in half, and I'm going to just cut out the middle part of the hemming. By doubling it, we make it even more firm. Now I'm putting the hemming on the right side of the shirt, and I'm going to sew the two pieces of fabric together. Just before I do that, however, I'm putting little notches into the fabric so that it makes a nice curve when I sew it. Okay, so here I'm sewing it. And now I'm going to put little notches on the other side of the neckline so that this part, when I sew this all together, curves nicely as well. We get a nice neckline. Okay, so now I'm going to fold over that other side of the interfacing cloth, and I'm going to sew that to it. And this is so that the interfacing doesn't show because this fabric's really thin. And now I'm going to sew one more time. I've just folded it back down, and I'm going to be using hand stitches to sew them together. This is just because I feel that I have more control and I do it neater. However, you can use a sewing machine to do this part if you are able to. Okay, so now the front neckline is done, and I'm just ironing it out and making it nice and smooth so that it lays flat. And now I'm going to be making the back part of the dress. So for that, I'm just cutting out this square piece of cloth, and I'm going to be rolling it over. So this is so I can make what's called a base for the back. So you roll it up like that, and now I'm going to be splitting it down either side. So I get these sort of parallelogram type shapes that I'm going to be using. So there's one. And there's another one. And I'm going to stitch those two pieces together. So there you go, I've just stitched them. And now I'm laying down that base, the right side of it onto the right side of the back side of the shirt, and I'm going to sew these two together. And now I'm sewing along the seam that I've made. I'm just going to run a stitch over that. Okay, so now that's done, and I'm going to iron that flat. Okay, now I'm joining the front and the back piece of cloth together. I'm joining them at the shoulders. Okay, so now the front and the back part of the dress have been joined. And I'm just going to hand stitch the back neckline so that it's nice and smooth. Okay, and there you have it. Our whole neckline is done and it looks beautiful. Thanks for watching. Bye.